Hey guys, this is Jen from ScanNCut Canvas and Scal Help on Facebook. I've been working on my son's invitations and kind of been discovering a couple things and actually had this question pop up. So I want to address it right now. It's going to come to pattern. Okay. No, let's come back here to... Please tell me I did not delete it already. Okay. Alright, so in here, I wanted to add a fill. Okay, let me see if I can bring you in a little tighter. In here I have my son's name and his graduation year. So I'm going to come in here, and we all know in order to add a pattern to this, you have to come in here and you have to click this marker. Okay, so let's click the marker. Okay, you come on out, okay, and you click your draw. There's absolutely no pattern in this design, okay? None. I'm going to bring you in here a little closer so you can take a look and see that that is totally empty. There is nothing inside of there. It says 2 minutes. I know for a fact that if I click draw, that is just going to draw that outside, okay? So I sat here for a minute and thought, wait a minute, why is that doing that? I thought, is it lines? No, it's not lines. It's not any of that stuff. So I backed up. Let me make sure this is good in focus. I backed up in here and I took a really good look at my file. Okay? What I have in here is I have just a single draw file. You see that out here. When I click draw, there is only one single line that comes up. When I click cut, I have a cut file right here. I have a square, and then the center lines, or not a square, I have a big rectangle, and then the lines, because this is two separate cards, okay, and then the cut file. This is actually what it is going to look like. Let me find it. My cat just did a gigantic burnout and flung everything all over. Let me back it out here a little bit. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. Alright, so I wanted to make that file. So I got it over here. It's like, what's going on? Well, what's happening is even though this is dedicated as a cut file and sent to my stick as a cut file, this word right here, these words, it is filling as a fill file. Okay, so what I need to do for just my draw file is I need to come in here and I need to delete those. Okay, I need to delete them and just leave those then. Fill, fill. Okay, now let's take a look here. You can see those are filled with a design. Okay, they have all those little triangles in them. That's a design that I had picked. Okay, now I come out. There is an actual fill present, and it should say 6 minutes if it's correct. There. That is going to work now. So I'm going to click draw, and I'm going to let it draw, and we'll take a look when it's done to see if it's right. Oops, there it is. So it came out just fine. Okay. So that's really important. If you go to hit that fill, and remember, in order to get the fill function, in order to get that function to work, you must come in here and make sure this this button down here is purple. If it's not purple, that fill is not going to be present. Okay? So make sure you come in here. It'd help if I had a good camera angle, but I'm out here in the little house. So make sure that that's in there. Then when you get to this page, make sure that it is not still hollow. If it is, there is something in there that is preventing what you want filled from actually filling. Okay? Alright, so hopefully that helps some of you. Start breaking that file down on your machine and seeing what's up with that. Okay? Also, while I have this pulled up, you all know I'm not big on sharing personal things, but as I'm going on the fly, going to move this camera over here. I try to do things that for you guys that maybe you would like to see me do. Okay? Poby. So what I've been doing is I have been cutting all of the Elijah and the 2018s out, because what I ended up doing is I didn't end up liking the drawing. So what I did is I went into Scal and I created the gradient, and I really like that, and the family really liked the way that looked. So I was like, you know what? It's going to be easier for me to print off 150 of these onto the blue paper. Then I can create a shadow layer in Sure Cuts a Lot and create the cut file that's going to give me all of these. Okay? See, there's a couple that are drawn with the fill. I'm not a big fan. Kind of looks, I don't know, doesn't look really professional. So I settled on these, and it's like, man, I really like that. Okay, so what I do here is I'm going to place the paper, and I need to set this camera down. Okay, so what I've been doing is I just come in here, I place my paper. I have the file created so that I place the paper in pretty much the exact same spot, and even if I just hit cut, it'll go ahead and cut everything pretty much correctly. But I've been doing some background scans just to make sure. I need to go in here and get the correct file, because I just removed the one that I wanted. There's the ombre file. Okay. Let's delete. Okay. So here's the actual cut file that I want. I don't need any of the draw. So now if I do a background scan, I do not ever eject the mat either. I leave the mat in there. I scrape off all the gunk that's on it with the mat still in there. Careful to not tug on the mat, because you don't want to mess up the rollers. So I'll come in here, blow it up. Okay. Oops. And let's take a look. Alright. Okay. And then I will go ahead and center all of that up in the screen there so that it lines up. And since I've just monkeyed kind of with the whole screen that I had originally set up, I will go through, reset everything up, and then start cutting these. And it actually goes really, really quick. I've gotten all these done in about a half hour. So it goes really, really quick. But utilizing Sure Cuts a Lot, the ScanNCut in my printer, I've been able to do up a ton of his invitations. I'm going to cover up his saying that he wanted on there just for privacy reasons, but he's got a saying down here. So there's that, and then I made up envelopes too, utilizing Sure Cuts a Lot, and then it has our address printed on this side too. So it's pretty cool. There's just so many different things you can do with this. And again, this has that gradient effect applied to it, just like this does on the card, and it is so cool. And you can't tell, but that's actually navy blue and not black, but yeah. Alright guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this kind of little tour on what I've been doing these past couple days. And utilizing the printable vellum, that's pretty cool. There, I'll show you the bottom part of that thing, but yeah, it's just printable vinyl or printable vellum, and I really, really like it. Okay, so this is about finished cutting, and this was all designed in Sure Cuts a Lot. And I want to show you how it's so easy to remove all of this. And I do not take the mat out. I just start popping this out. So here's the one sheet. There's the numbers. Okay, here's the name. And they literally just pop off like that. This is, as you can tell, a really, really old mat, and you'll be surprised when you see me pop this off what this mat looks like. Okay, this is a zigged mat, alright? Just roll and pop. Okay, my speed is always a 1, my pressure is a -1, and my blade depth is set by my machine and my blade. Okay, sometimes those little pieces stick. Usually a flick like that will get them out. Okay, roll and pop. And that's it. Okay, now what I do is I use my scraper. I hold and kind of gently, not really push back, but I hold here so that I'm not pulling on those rollers. You don't ever want to pull on your rollers. Okay, scrape all this crap off. Understand, if you leave that junk on there, you're going to create a depth difference that's going to affect how your blade's going to cut. You don't want that. If you happen to notice your blade is cutting weird, stop and check your mat. Make sure that there are no oddities in that surface. Okay, right now, yeah, my mat looks really, really bad. It's okay because it is still cutting perfectly. Alright, there's no skips, there's no tears, there's no yucky rips. Okay, this is the blade that I'm still using from when I was out teaching. Okay, I just pop it out and put it in there. Okay, popped it out of that machine and put it in here. So I will just keep on. So I grab my next sheet, place it right up secure, even with that top line, even with the side line, just like that. And I don't press down here. When I go to smooth it down here is when I do the background scan. So I'll background scan this in and just gently follow this with my fingers like that. So I'm not creating really any resistance for those rollers to pull against. I'm just lightly pressing down as it slides in. Okay, and because I have this zig on this mat, it's going to stick well, but not too well, as you just seen. Now what I'm doing up here on the screen is I'm making sure my file is going to line up. Okay, and of course I lost, there we go. Found my pokers. I'm so lucky. Alright, so that file is just about even. I'm going to slide it maybe back this way just a tiny bit. If you have hands like me, just go right for the 4 arrows. Just go right for these. That helps. If you have really shaky hands like I do, sometimes trying to do it yourself just makes it jump around. And it'll start cutting again and you're good to go. Alright guys, hopefully this might give you guys some ideas on how to do really cool things. Like after you make a file in ScanNCut and you send it to your printer and you bring it back and you're wondering how to or how do I, maybe this will help you. Okay, this is why I'm trying to do things what I call on the fly. As I'm doing them, I'm just going to video them so that you can watch them, and if they help you, great. If they don't, well, maybe later on down the road they will. Thanks guys, have a great one.